Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell. Hey guys, Gregory here. Today we're going to be learning how to play Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms. It's a really fun Christmas song. A lot of interesting things to learn from, both chordally and rhythmically. So let's go straight to the lesson. So the first thing we need to talk about in this song is the rhythm. This song is played with a shuffle or a swing feel. And the best way to explain it is for me just to play it for you. So I'm first going to play a rhythm, a strumming pattern, with a straight feel. And then I'm going to do the same strumming pattern with a swing feel, which is the type of feel we're trying to get in this song. So straight sounds like this. Right? Pretty consistent. Cha, 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 cha. And now with the swing feel, that sounds like this. Right? It has a type of bounce to it. And it's very important that we maintain this rhythm throughout the entire song. With that said, let's talk about the strumming pattern that we're going to use in this song. It sounds like this. Down, up, down, down, up, down. Okay? Not very difficult. It's actually the same strumming pattern played twice. But what makes it kind of interesting or tricky is the fact that we want to use a swing feel. Cha, 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 cha. And we don't want it to sound like this. Cha, 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 cha. That takes a lot of the fun out of the rhythm. So let me explain that to you now. So that strumming pattern once again sounds like this. Down, up, down, down, up, down. Now to get that swing feel in your strumming hand, I often find that the best way to practice this is to really slow it down and try to get the sound of it in your head. It goes 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And what you find is on that first down that you make, your hand kind of comes to a stop. It does not just automatically rebound. You kind of want to stop it and then time the up, down. So you have down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So just practice this for a while. And then you can try speeding it up a little bit. So like this, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And just keep doing that until it just sort of becomes automatic. Let's get into the parts of the song now. We're going to start with the intro, which sounds like this. Okay, so you would have noticed I did something interesting there. I just kind of strummed the strings above the nut. That's just a fun thing to do. You don't have to do it, but it's supposed to mimic the sound of jingle bells. If you like it, you can do it. If you don't have to. So the intro now, I like to break this intro up into maybe 4 parts or so. It starts with the first 2 chords that we strum. It's a D major, going to D major 7. So that first chord, D major, is the first finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 2nd string, and the middle finger on the 2nd fret 1st string, and we strum 4 strings, the 4th to the 1st. And the D major 7, we have 3 fingers on the same fret, the 2nd fret, with the 1st finger on the 3rd string, middle finger on the 2nd string, and 3rd finger on the 1st string. And once again, we strum 4 strings. All right? So we just play those 2 chords back to back. Da, 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 da. And now we get into the melody part of the intro. It starts by going from the 2nd fret on the 1st string to the 5th fret. Now that's quite a stretch. What you want to do is whenever you have a stretch like that, you want to make sure that your hand is parallel to the neck. Try not to have your hand open like this because your fingers are going to be far away from the note you're trying to get to. So as soon as you start playing that melody, make sure you hold the neck like this. Don't play it like this and then turn to get to the note. Start with your hand like this. Okay, it makes it a lot easier for your pinky or whatever finger you're going to use next. So between the 2nd fret and the 5th fret, we could use the 1st finger and the pinky. We want to use the 1st finger, by the way, on the 2nd fret. We can use the pinky for that 5th fret note, or we could use the 3rd finger if you wish. But you may find you might need to hop your hand across a bit. to reach, which is okay. So I'm suggesting to use the first finger and the pinky on the first string, and then we have the third fret on the second string. We could use the middle finger, that's a good finger to use, and then the open first string. Okay? I like to consider that part 2 of the intro, this part here. Okay? So that last note that we played, the open first string, we want to make sure to move the hand back to the first fret as soon as we play it. Because the next part of the intro, all the notes are going to be on the first 3 frets. So moving the hand back on that particular note is very important. As soon as you play the open. In other words, you're just preparing your hand to play what's coming next. So the next part, it sounds like this. And what I'm doing, I'm using my first finger here. We're playing the first fret on the first string, and then open. Then the third fret on the second string and open, using the third finger. And then using the middle finger on the second fret on the next string, the third string, we're playing 2, second fret and open. Sorry, just second frets alone. So once again, we have the first fret open, and then on the next string, the second string, third fret open, and then on the third string we have 2. All right. So that's what I would call the third part of the song. Then we have this additional part that I did. You don't have to do it, but we're just strumming the strings above the note 3 times. And then the last part is like the bass melody that comes at the end. It starts on the open 5th string, and it goes immediately to the 3rd fret on the 6th string like this, right? Da-da. And then continuing on the 6th string, we have the 2nd fret open. Okay, so we have ba-da, ba, ba, and then, well, the D that comes next is really the verse. So I'm going to play everything once more, and I'm going to try to count in everything so you know how the notes fit. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Jingle. Right? The song starts there. Let's get into the meat of the song now. We're going to start with the verses. Before we do that, however, I want to say that the chords that I chose for the song are just chords that I came up with. They're not totally accurate to what the song has, but they work just fine. There are also many chords in this song. I think I counted maybe 12 or so, but they're really not hard, and don't get intimidated by the names of the chords. If you look at the chord chart, just try to see the chords as these patterns that you use, and they're very easy to learn and to memorize. You'll find that out pretty quickly. So we're on to the first verse finally. We have a couple of chords in here. I'm just going to go through them. We have a D major, followed by a D major 7. We talked about these in the intro. The next chord we haven't spoken about yet, it's a D6. To get to it from a D major 7, we just take the middle finger off so that the second string is open. And then it goes back to D major 7 by putting the middle finger back down where it was. And then back to D6, taking it off. And then back to D major 7 again by putting it back on. And then we go to E minor, which is the first and middle finger on the 5th string and the 4th string respectively. And we're going to strum all 6 strings. And then A7, the first finger goes on the 4th string on the 2nd fret, and the middle finger also on the 2nd fret, but on the 2nd string. And we strum 5 strings. And those are all the chords in the first verse. So the verse itself is played like this. I'm going to sing the chords. D major 7, D6, D major 7, D6, D major 7, and E minor, and E7, E minor, E7, E minor, E7, then E minor, 1, 2, 3, and E7, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is our first verse. So we're on to verse 2 now. Verse 2 is very similar to verse 1. It just ends a little differently. It ends on a D, going to a D7. Now D7 is different from D major 7. So be careful with that one. So D7 is the only new chord in this verse, so I'm just going to show you what it is. It goes with the middle finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, first finger on the 1st fret, 2nd string, and 3rd finger on the 2nd fret, 1st string. Right? It looks like a mirror D major, and we're going to strum 4 strings. So I'm just going to play it because it's so similar to the first verse. I'm going to sing the chords once again. It goes D major 7, D6, that G takes you to the chorus. Let's do that now. Okay, so for the chorus, we have quite a few new chords in here. It starts with G. If you're not familiar with G, it goes middle finger on the 3rd fret 6th string, first finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 1st string, and we strum all 6 strings. Right? It's followed by a G minor. So to play G minor, we can leave the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 1st string, and then the middle finger comes on the 3rd fret 2nd string, and the first finger goes on the 3rd fret 3rd string. It actually looks like a D major 7, but except it's on the 3rd fret. So it's a familiar shape but a different chord. G major to G minor, right? And very importantly, for G minor, we strum 4 strings, the 4th to the 1st. Okay, that's followed by D major. We've done that chord already, and then B minor. So there's a type of B minor that I show my students. It's not exactly a B minor. I think it's a B minor 11 or something, but it sounds great for this song. And it is usually played after D major. So I'm going to show it to you as if we're playing D major first. So after D major, to get to B minor, you're just going to take these 2 fingers, your first and your middle finger, and move them up 2 strings each. 1, 2. Okay? So that your first finger is on the 5th string, and your middle finger is on the 3rd string, and we strum 5 strings. Okay, it's a nice, spicy sound in B minor, sorry. So D major to B minor, you're just moving these 2 fingers up 2 strings. The next chord is an E major. Okay, E major is, it looks kind of like an A minor chord if you've played that before, but 1 string higher. It goes middle finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret 4th string, and first finger on the 1st fret 3rd string. And we strum all 6 strings, E major. And then E7 follows, we just take the 3rd finger off, and then we have an E7 once more. So I'm gonna strum and sing the chords. 1, 2, 3, G. Da da da, G minor. Da da da, D. Da da da, B minor. Da da, E major. Da 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 da, E7. Da da da, A7. Okay, so that A7, it sounds really interesting if we just strum it once, and then cut the song with the palm, you know, for dramatic effect. There's one more thing that comes after. When we play that A7, we want to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then play the bass melody that we found in the intro. It sounds really nice to put it there. Or if you don't want to, you can just keep strumming A7. Okay? So I'll just play the chorus one more time. It goes like this. I'll sing the words this time. 1, 2, 3. What a bright time, it's a bright time, D, to rock the night, B minor, away, E major, jingle bell time, E7, swell time, A7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and next verse, giddy up. Okay, that takes us into the next verse. So we're on to verse 3 now. Now, technically, this is the last verse that I need to teach because everything that comes after this is a repeat. We just have a chorus and then we have another verse, which is exactly like another verse that we did before. So the only thing that's different in this 3rd verse is that we have a B7 in it. This is a new chord. The B7 goes like this. The middle finger goes on the 2nd fret 5th string, first finger on the 1st fret 4th string, the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and the pinky finger goes on the 2nd fret 1st string. It's a 4-finger chord. This may be the first time that most of you are playing a chord with 4 fingers, and B7 is a good example of that one. Okay, we also find G and G minor in there, so it's a little different than the other verses. But I'll just play it through for you. What you may want to do to get that B7 down really well, because the pinky could be a bit stubborn, is practice going from that chord change, D major 7, to the B7. Spend a lot of time on that. Also, if you're really getting a lot of difficulty, focus more on the first 3 fingers getting to the B7. It sounds alright even if you were to exclude the pinky finger from the chord. It doesn't sound so bad actually. The pinky just kind of makes it sound a bit more authentic to the B7. So don't worry so much if your pinky is taking long to get there. So I'm going to play the third verse for you now. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle up. And then we have the B7. Da-da, then G. 1, 2, 3, G minor. 1, 2, 3, E minor, A7. That's the G and D. Rock. Right? That is the third verse. Okay, so at this point, technically, I don't have to teach you anything else because what comes next is the fourth verse, a chorus, and then the fifth verse. Now, all of those things we've covered, more or less. The fourth verse is the same as the second verse, and the fifth verse is the same as the third verse. It's just a little bit longer, okay? So I'm not going to go over the fourth verse nor the chorus. I'm just going to go straight to the fifth verse, because it's a little different and I just want to show you a way to end the song. So nothing new here. It looks very similar to the third verse, the verse with the B7. What we do is we tend to just repeat the last line 2-3 times and then we end the song. Okay? So I'm going to play it first and then I'll just explain the ending. Here we go. I'm not going to call it chords. I'm just playing it this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. And G and G minor. Mix and mingle in the jingling feet. Here we go, E minor, A7. That's the jingle bell again. That's the jingle. One more time. That's the bell roll. Okay, so nothing too complex there. We just repeated the last line, the E minor, A7 part. But how I ended it, how I chose to end the song, I just played D major 7, and then D major again. And strangely enough, I ended on an up. It goes like down, up, right? It might seem a little strange, but it ends really well that way. And that's pretty much it for the fifth verse. Okay, so that was the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. It will help me out a lot. But until next time, Merry Christmas.